Hello everyone. As always, I want to make sure you can hear me and you can see me okay. So I'm going to pop over to our comment box. Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Let me know. Let me know over in the comment box if you guys can see me okay. Yeah? Hi, Nandish. Oh, good. I always want to make sure because we know that technology and the internet can sometimes be a little bit crazy. So as always, I want to make sure that you can see me okay, that you can hear me all right, so that we can have a wonderful lesson and a good time learning English with each other this morning. And as always, morning here in Spokane, Washington, but wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or even good night if you are joining us later in the day. So checking, all right. And once more, if you're joining us for the first time or you're watching this video after it has posted, you'll see me looking over to the side, and that's because in live time, when we're doing this video every week, I have my comment box and we have the live chat open. And so I always do my best to try to get to the comments and the questions that students have because they're always so wonderful. So again, if you see me looking over to my left, that's what I'm doing. And if you would like to join us live next week or any week, I will be here every Tuesday morning, 7:30 my time, so Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast. You can just look and see what time it'll be in Los Angeles because we're on the West Coast with California. But again, up in Washington State, and as someone asked me last week, about 2 hours south or below the Canadian border. So good to see all you guys. Wonderful. French Leo, did you come from jogging? I didn't, but it is our spring break, which means we just finished the winter quarter or the winter section of school, and we have a week off for vacation. So with that, I didn't have to dress up for class, so I'm a little more casual this morning. So Mr. Leo, no, I haven't been jogging, and I probably won't go jogging. I just get to dress a little bit more informally since this week is our vacation time. So good. And there are so many wonderful new friends here. I'm so glad to have you guys. I mean, truly, I've said this before, and I will continue to say it. The internet and learning English brings us all together, right? So that I get to have students and friends, and you guys get to make friends from literally all over the world that we otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to meet and to be in the same class learning Smrt English and being here once more every Tuesday morning, my time, for our lesson. And if you are just joining us or this is your first time in class, I am Abby, and this is pre-intermediate English. So with that, you'll notice that we cover a lot of vocabulary because at this point, when you're still getting to be a little bit more proficient with your English, vocabulary is so important because, as I've said before, and I will always say, the more words you know, the more you can say. And the more you can say, the better you can communicate with people. So that's why we focus so much on vocabulary at this level because we're building. And that vocabulary, once more, it allows us to communicate, and in our writing, it allows us to write more complete and better sentences, which we are also going to be going over today, in particular, complex sentences. So give me one moment. Want to check over in our comment box. Great. Oh, good. And again, it's so cool. It's so amazing for me to be able to have incredible students and friends from all over the world. But it really, really makes me happy as well that you guys, our regular viewers, have gotten to know each other as well and have become friends. That's really, really a very cool thing to me. So cool, we're not talking about temperature, hot, cold, cool. Cool, as you probably know, is slang in English for awesome or amazing or really, really neat. So I think it's awesome and amazing that you guys get to make friends and get to know each other from all over the world as well. So, oh, namaste, hello, wonderful. Okay, wow, a lot of great new students. I'm so excited. Well, I have to say something real quick, and I'll give you just a quick history lesson. How about that? Let me jump over. All right. So this little guy that we see on screen, you might have seen him before. His name is Kokopelli, and he is a god of the ancient Hopi Indians. So as we know, America first, before Europeans came over to the United States and to North and South America, we had the Native Americans, or we also say Native Indians. So people that were here in America first. And there was many different tribes. And the Hopi Indians were in Arizona, so in the very south of the United States. And this guy was one of their gods named Kokopelli. And amongst other things, so he was the god of a lot of different things. He was also the god of music. And my parents sometimes watch the videos, not because they need to learn English. They know English. They taught me English. But just because they like to see what I'm up to and what I do. And so my father just got back from vacation, and he bought me some earrings that are little Kokopellis. So I had to share that with you guys because it's a very special gift that I just received from my father. And my father is my favorite man in the world. So, Dad, if you're watching this, thank you so much. And you guys that are watching this, there you go. There's a little bit of an American history lesson for you. But we're not here for history. We're here for English. So let's jump into today's lessons, starting with complex sentences. So looking over. Okay, great. So complex sentences. We know that there's 4 different kinds of sentences in English. Now, we've already gone over simple sentences and compound sentences. And with that, I'm going to jump over to our class notes so that we can just do a quick review. And if you would like more information, more teaching on both simple and simple and compound sentences, please, please, please. The past videos that we have already posted go over both simple and compound sentences. So you can watch those videos again and learn more in depth what we're talking about. But real quick, we're just going to do a review. So simple sentences are just that. They're simple. They're short. They're to the point. There's not a lot to them. It's just one simple thought. And with that, our simple sentences are one independent clause. And that is, a simple sentence must have a subject, so who or what we're talking about, has to have a verb, so there has to be an action or something has to be happening, and it has to be a complete or total idea. So again, in review, our simple sentences, one independent clause, has to have a subject, a verb, and be a complete idea. Our example, my brother plays baseball. So my brother is the subject. The verb is plays baseball. So that's a simple sentence, and it's just quick, to the point, and one complete idea. Subject, verb, complete idea. That's for our simple sentence, right? Give you a moment to look at that. You can see I highlighted in red the subject, my brother, in blue the verb, plays. All right, continuing on with our compound sentences. So we have our simple, now we're adding a little bit more to it. So compound sentences are made up of two independent clauses. Our example, once more, my brother plays baseball, but I play basketball. So here's our two independent clauses. My brother, subject, plays, verb. And then in our second independent clause, but I, subject, play, verb, basketball. So that is our compound sentence. And both our simple and compound sentences are the first two of the four main sentence styles in English. And today we're going to be going over the third, which once more is complex sentences. So jumping back over to the lesson. All right, I want to check to make sure, okay, we are good with the comments and questions. So here we go, complex sentences. So let's first look at our clauses and how we can finish these sentences. And you'll see what I mean by the fact that these are not complete sentences because they're not complete ideas. There's still more that we need to know. First example, when I get together with my friends, well, tell me more. When you get together with your friends, what happens or what do you do? That's not a sentence because it's not a complete idea. There's still more that I need to know in order for the sentence to be finished or really to make sense. So hold on, we'll be looking at how we would complete these sentences and complete them in the complex sentence form. Second, although my job is difficult, okay, give me more. I need more information for that to be a complete or total idea. In a like way, because I don't have any money, we need more information. There has to be more information in order for those sentences to make sense, for them once more to be a complete or total idea. Hang on, that's what we're getting to with complex sentences. So, in review, on their own, these ideas, they're incomplete. We need more information for it to make sense. And these are called dependent clauses, right? So when I get together with my friends, although my job is difficult, because I don't have any money, it doesn't make sense. These are dependent clauses. Now, what's a dependent clause, you might ask? A dependent clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb, but unlike our simple sentence, it's not a complete idea. Even though it has the subject and the verb, it's not a sentence because it doesn't give us in total a complete or full idea. So dependent clauses, they need an independent clause in order to be complete. So perhaps a helpful way to remember that is to be dependent means that basically you need something else or you need someone else. You're depending, okay? Someone, something is depending on something else. And that's exactly what we mean with these sentences and with the dependent clauses. They depend on an independent clause to make a full idea. And if that's not totally clear right now, stay with us. We'll explain more and hopefully it'll become more clear as we continue on with the lesson. But jumping over, so again, complex sentences, it's made up of one dependent clause, okay? But that dependent clause cannot be just by itself. It depends, it leans on the independent clause to make it a full and complete idea. So a dependent clause, once more, is a group of words. It has the subject, it has the verb, but unlike a simple sentence, it's not a complete idea. As we were looking at our examples, these are all unfinished ideas. When I get together with my friends, well, what happens? Or what do you do? That thought has to be continued. It has to be finished, right? Give me one moment. I'm going to look over at our comments. Great. Oh, Rosa asked, can I put it a little bit bigger on the screen? Yes, let me. There we go, Miss Rosa. I hope that's a little bit more helpful. You know, and in the interest of everyone, let me just, there we go. Once more, just real quick, now that it is a little bigger, and let me see if I can even, there we go. How's that, Rosa? Is that better? I hope so. Great. So again, simple sentence. And if you're taking notes, this is what you want to take notes on. And once more, what's nice is we're in live time now, but you can go back, of course, and watch these videos as many times as you would like. And I'm willing to bet, so that just means I think, that probably each time you watch a video again, whether it's my video or Mr. Sean's video or Neil or Joshua, any of the wonderful Smrt Live teachers we have, every time you watch a video, even if you've seen it before, you'll see something new, or we would say you will catch something new. So if you're taking notes, this is what we need to know. Simple sentence, one independent clause. Must have a subject, verb, complete idea. My brother plays baseball. Compound sentence, made up of two independent clauses. My brother plays baseball, but I play basketball. Going down today's lesson with our complex sentences, it's made up of one independent clause, so that's our main idea, and one or more dependent clause or clauses. So a dependent clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb, but it's not a complete idea, right? So once more, we're going quickly, perhaps to take notes in real time. That's why it's nice that you can go back and look at the videos again. All right. So dependent clauses need an independent clause in order to be complete. So literally, truly, it just means that they depend on, they have to be with an independent clause in order for it to be a complete or total idea. Now, here's some very common words that will start a dependent clause. So most times when you see these words or these group of words, that gives you an idea that you're starting a dependent clause. Our words when, while, before, as soon as, after, until, since, because, although, and if. So again, those are common words that start a dependent clause. So going down in total, once more. So what's a complex sentence? Complex sentences are made up of one independent clause, and that's our main clause, and one or more dependent clauses. So here we go. Now these sentences make sense because they've continued on and they've created a full or complete idea. So we had these before. Now we've finished these sentences, complex sentences. When I get together with my friends, we have a lot of fun. Great! As I asked before, when I get together with my friends, what happens or what do you do? I need more information in order for that to be a full sentence and make sense. Here we go. This is with our complex sentences. When I get together with my friends, we have a lot of fun. And I hope that's true with all of us here. All of us here with the Smrt Live class. When I get together with my friends and my wonderful students, we all have a lot of fun. I hope you're not just learning, I hope you're having fun and that you're enjoying it as well. And with that, I see some of our friends signing on. Hello, Baharat. So glad to have you with us again. Excellent, wonderful. Natish, Noor, Rosa, Leo, so glad to have you guys. All right, our second example. Although my job is difficult, tell me more. Although your job is difficult, what? Although my job is difficult, I enjoy it very much. So, although I have to wake up very early on Tuesday mornings, I love coming and having class with you. Third one, because I didn't have any money, well, what happened? What was the effect if you're not having any money? Finish the idea. Here we go. Because I didn't have any money, I could not go to the movie. Right? So as we looked at in our first part of our lesson, we only had the beginning parts of these sentences, and they didn't make sense. We needed more information. Here we have more information with our complex sentences, and it finishes or it completes the full or main idea. So continuing on. So in Grammar 7.3, we're going to go over time clauses, and complex sentences talk about the future. So this grammar 7.3, we'll be going over next week. So I hope you can join us for that. And again, we'll be studying next week our time clauses and complex sentences in order that we can talk about the future or what is going to happen, right? Future is going to happen. Past has already happened. Present is right now, right? So complex sentences, they can show more than just time. Let's look at our examples. When I get together with my friends, we have a lot of fun. Now that does show time, shows what happens in the time that friends are together. What happens during that time? They have a lot of fun. But it's not only time. Complex sentences are not only about time. It can also show contrast. So how one thing is different than something else, or how two things do not fit together. Contrast, compare and contrast. Compare is how things are alike. Contrast is how things are different. With our second example, we see that. Although my job is difficult, I enjoy it very much. So it shows the contrast. Job's hard, but even though it's hard, enjoy it very much. And then our third one, complex sentences can show us a reason, or we might also say a cause and effect. This happened, so this happened. We would say that's reason. Because I didn't have any money, I could not go to the movie. Once more, that shows us reason, that shows us a cause and effect. I didn't have any money, okay? That's the cause. And then the effect, because of that, I could not go to the movies. Because I didn't have any money, I could not go to the movies. That completes a full thought, right? So once more, complex sentences don't always just talk about time. With our examples here, we have time, we have contrast, and we have reason. And we'll be going over complex sentences and time clauses, and that'll be next week in our grammar. So I hope that you will be able to join us again 1 week from now, same time, which again is 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, even though I know, as always, it's good morning, afternoon, good evening, or even nighttime, wherever you are at. Okay, so moving right along. And again, I know there's a lot of information with this. So once more, that's why it's so nice that you can go back and rewatch these videos as many times as you would like. So sentence order, how we put it together, or the structure of it. In a complex sentence, we can choose. We have a choice. We can choose the order of our clauses. Here's what we need to know, though. If we start a sentence with an independent clause, so part of it that can stand alone, if we start it with an independent clause and then a dependent clause, we don't need a comma. Don't need a comma. Start independent and then dependent clause. But if we start with a dependent clause, so if the dependent clause comes before the independent clause, then we must put a comma after the dependent clause. Let's look at our example. And notice that both of these sentences say the exact same thing, get the exact same point or idea across. They just say it a little bit differently. So our first one, we're starting with the independent clause and then finishing with our dependent clause, so we do not need a comma. I will need to find a job after I graduate. It's true. And that's why we go to school, right? Back to the more we know, the more we can say, the more we can communicate, and the more opportunities we have. So I will need to find a job after I graduate. In the same way, saying the exact same thing, we're just saying it almost in reverse, or we're saying it in a different way, the same idea. In the second sentence, we're starting with the dependent clause, and then we have the independent clause, so we do need that comma. After I graduate, I will need to find a job. So you see how both of those sentences say the exact same thing? It's the exact same idea. Graduate, get a job. I will need to find a job after I graduate. Don't need a comma. Do not need a comma because we started with our independent clause. Second sentence, after I graduate, comma, I will need to find a job. And we have that comma because in our second example, we started with our dependent clause, right? So again, I know there's a lot of information with that. And once more, I'll just do a quick review again. And as always, go back, watch the video, pick up anything that maybe you didn't get the first time, take those notes. And again, jumping back to our class notes, this is, there we go. This is what you need to make sure that you understand, that there's 4 main types of sentences. Today, we cover the third type. Our first type, again, is a simple sentence. One independent clause, and it's got to have a subject, who or what I'm talking about. It's got to have a verb, what is the action, and this is most important, it has to be a complete idea, right? Like our first examples with the complex sentences, when you and your friends get together, what do? Or how? give me more. That's not a complete idea. That leaves me needing more information. Okay? So with a simple sentence, the way that's different is that it does complete a full thought. In simple sentences, they're short, to the point. My brother plays baseball. There's our example of a simple sentence. Compound sentence, it's made up of two independent clauses. My brother plays baseball, but I play basketball. So my brother plays baseball could be a simple sentence. I play basketball, that's another simple sentence. I, subject, play, verb, basketball, completes a full idea. But when I put those two independent clauses together, my brother plays baseball, but I play basketball. So that's for our compound sentences. And then again, today, going over complex, which is our third type of sentence in English. A complex sentence is made up of one dependent clause, so that's our main idea, and one or more dependent clause or clauses. And then please note, make sure you understand that a dependent clause is a group of words, and like a simple sentence, it has a subject, it has a verb, but it is not, and I highlighted not, but it is not a complete idea. It cannot stand on its own. It doesn't make sense by itself because it does not finish or complete that full idea. Right? So that's complex sentences. Give me one moment. I'm going to look over at our great, excellent, great comments, great observations, guys. Wonderful. Okay, and again, please know, I do apologize that I'm not always able to get to the comments or the questions. And again, that's just because we have so many people on our live feed, which is so exciting. It makes my heart happy to see all of our friends on our live feed as we're going through the lesson. But because of that, sometimes the live feed and comments go so fast that I'm looking at our lesson and I'm not able to look over and get to all the comments and questions. So my apologies. Please, if after the video has posted, if you have any comments or you have any questions, please post those at the bottom of the video, and I will certainly do my best to get to all of your questions. So once more, if I'm not able to get to your comments or questions during the live feed, or if afterwards you think of a question that you would like me to answer and go over, please feel free. Scroll down to the bottom of the video and post your comment or your question in the comment section. And while you're there, if you have enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. That makes my heart happy as well to see. All right, great. Okay, you guys ready for vocabulary? And again, I know that we have a lot of vocabulary. And again, that's just because at this level, the pre-intermediate, you understand the basics of English, right? You understand the very basics of grammar. And we're continuing on getting to more in-depth ideas such as the different sentence structures and the different sentence types. But because we're learning and we're really getting into English and the grammar and the sentence structure and the writing, that also makes vocabulary and knowing more words so important. Because if you only know the word good, then that's all you can say or express. And so everything's going to be good. The food was good. My vacation was good. Spending time with my friends was good. Oh, there's so many more words that you could use instead of good. My vacation was awesome. That means really, really good. The food was amazing. So it causes amazement. It causes wonder, excitement. And that means so much more than just good. So, again, the more words we know, the more we can say. The more we can say, the more ideas we can express with one another. So with that, let's hop over to our vocabulary for this unit. All right, we're gonna go back to the beginning with academic. So again, academic comes from the Latin word academia, and that just means learning or learning, education. So academic would be an adjective. It would be our describing word. So as we can see here, they're in a classroom. So they're in an academic setting, we would say, or an academic environment. They're learning, they're gaining information. So academic. Achieve. And excuse me. Achieve. And you'll usually hear achieve used with the word goals. What are goals? Goals are ideas or standards or things that you want to have happen, that you want to work for. So all of our goals, oh, hello, Erin. Hello, Erin. All of our goals, my goal as a teacher is to teach you English, and to teach you English in a way that is helpful, that is easy to learn, and that you can use and really put into practice. That is my goal as a teacher, and I hope to achieve that goal. Your goal as students, simple, to learn English, and to learn English in all the different ways that we learn English. So reading, writing, grammar, vocabulary. It's your goal, okay? It's your goal to learn English, and being a part of our Smrt live classes and practicing, that's a great way in which to achieve your goals. So what does the word achieve mean? Again, almost always you'll hear it used together with goals. So what you want to have happen, what you want to achieve. So achieve just means to finish. You did it. We would say you reached that goal, right? So you are all achieving your goals already. Your goal is to learn English. My goal as a teacher is to teach you English and help you learn the English language. And being here together, we're all working on achieving that goal, right? So our vocabulary word is achieve. Our next vocabulary word is activity. Activity. Here in our picture, the children do a lot of activities, so plural. The children do a lot of activities at school. So an activity is just here. The students, it looks like they're coloring or they're working on a laptop. An activity is something that you participate in. It's usually in a group. So sports would be an activity. In class, I give my students activities to work on. So activity, it's a noun, and it's just something that you do or something you participate in, right? Actor. And I know that this character is Wolverine from, I believe, the X-Men series, and I believe the actor is Hugh Jackman. Now, since I'm not exactly sure if you ever joined Mr. Neal in his class, told you this before, Mr. Neal is a huge comic book guy. First of all, Mr. Neal just knows so much. He's so smart about so many different things. And one of those things is comic books. So if you ever join Mr. Neal in his class, you can ask him more about the character of Wolverine, played by the actor Hugh Jackman. So what's an actor? Actor is a noun, and it's just someone that acts. So usually we think of a movie or a movie star, but it can also be a play. And usually in the past, an actor is a male. And again, male is from our last vocabulary, our last unit's vocabulary, and just means in our context, there can be male animals, or when we're speaking of male people, men, or if they're younger, boys. So traditionally, so that means in the past, male actors we just call actors. And female, so again, within humans, female is a woman, or if they're younger, a girl. Female actors were called actresses. However, in the past 10 or 20 years, we've done away with actresses, and we just call anyone who acts an actor. So both male and female. Again, actor is a noun, and it's just a person that acts. And once more, we usually think of movies, but it could also absolutely be plays as well, part of the theater, right? One moment, gonna check. Oh, Bahrat says Neal is working on a comic book. Neal is amazing. He's a writer as well. He's a fantastic artist. So I bet he is working on a comic book, and I bet it's gonna be really great. So Leo asks, what do we call that kind of shirt that he has? We would call that, it has a few different names, but I think in general we just call it a tank top. So tank, T-A-N-K, space, top, T-O-P, a tank top. And so a tank top, and again, there's more than just one word or name for that type of shirt, but I think tank top would be the best one, because a tank top can be both that style shirt for male, men, and females. So women, both kinds, wear what we call a tank top. Good question, Leo. Thank you for that. Okay, perfect. Continuing on. Although is a conjunction. Now we know the main parts of speech: noun, person, place, or thing, verb, and action, something that happens, okay? Verb is our action. We have our adjective, which is our describing word, and so on. Okay, we have our main parts of speech, but then we also have other parts of speech that you might not be so familiar with. So I'll help you out with that now. Although is a conjunction. And what is a conjunction? A conjunction is a word used to connect clauses or sentences together. Right? So once more, conjunction is a word used to connect clauses or sentences together. Our example. So although I'm tired, I want to go out to see the movie with my friends. So in that way, even though I'm tired, although I'm tired, I want to go out to see a movie with my friends. So although is our conjunction, okay? It's used to connect our clauses or sentences. Okay, we're connecting our idea. Although I'm tired, so even though I'm tired, so the fact is I'm tired. Although I'm tired, I want to go out with my friends to see a movie. Athletic. Again, so I said activities, athletic, activities. So athletic would be our adjective. It would be a describing word. And this picture, the guy doesn't really look that athletic. Okay, so what does athletic mean? Well, our root word is athletics, and that would be a noun. So athletics is basically just sports. So athletics is sports. Athletics being our noun and our root word. Athletic is our adjective. So that just means good at sports, good at athletics, or you have the body type to be good at sports or good at athletics. So the fact with the sentence, this example sentence that I used, I play basketball. And I play basketball because, again, I'm very, very tall. Even in America, I'm considered very tall. So that my height, how tall I am, help me in my athletics, noun, and it helps that I'm tall and I would like to think athletic, right? So athletic is our adjective. It's our describing word, right? And sometimes we know that a very helpful way to learn words is to know the synonym. So words that mean the same that we could use interchangeably together. Sometimes it's really helpful to know the antonym. So words that are the opposite. And with that same idea, this picture would kind of be an antonym. So this gentleman looks the opposite of athletic. It looks like he probably doesn't participate in a lot of sports. So this would be kind of the antonym, at least in illustration of athletic. All right, attend. Attend just means to go to, okay, or to be a part of. Are you going to attend class tomorrow night? So are you going to go to class tomorrow night? Next week, like I said, same time, same channel. Every Tuesday morning, 7:30, morning my time, we have our Smrt Live class with pre-intermediate English. And I hope you enjoyed this week's class, and I certainly hope that you can attend next week's class. So be a part of or go to. I hope you're going to attend class tomorrow night. All right? So attend would be our verb. It's an action. It's something you do. So once more, I hope you enjoy this class, and I hope that you will attend next week's class. All right? Looking over. Great. Louise says, muffin top guy. Good slang. Good slang, Louise. Yes, muffin top is a very, very slang or very informal term that we use for someone that maybe isn't very healthy, or as with this gentleman, maybe isn't very athletic or doesn't participate in a lot of athletics or sports, or just keeping themselves healthy. We have couch potato. Yes, couch potato. Oh, and Leo just had a great idea. Do a lesson about how to say although, though. So let me write that down, Mr. Leo, and I will try to cover that in class. Great, thank you. So let's see. We have couch potato, muffin top. So yes, those are very slang or very informal terms in English to mean someone that just maybe isn't in very good shape, so they're not very healthy, okay, in their body physically, we would say, or maybe even they're kind of lazy, they don't do a lot of physical activities. We would say couch potato, or that they have a muffin top. Nice job, guys. Really good slang there. Oh, Chandra says, will you please mention class notes? I have to keep going with our vocabulary, Chandra, so if you would like, the class notes we went over at the beginning and throughout our first part of our lesson with complex sentences. So I don't have time to go over the class notes again right now, but please watch the video again and that will give you a second look at the class notes, and I hope that will be helpful. If not, then once more, please just scroll down to the end of this video once it's been posted, and if you have any specific or questions in particular, just make sure you note them there, all right? Great. And so the class notes link, just so you guys know, if you're a premium subscriber, so you've joined the class, of course, this is just free for anyone to join. If you're a premium subscriber, then that's how you get more interaction with access to the class notes, access to emailing me. If you would like tests or quizzes, you have that option as well. And so if that is something you're interested in, again, just scroll to the bottom of the page after this video is posted and it'll show you how to become a premium subscriber. And then once more, you'll have access so you can look at all the class notes, send me emails, we can work together, and in addition, if you'd like tests or quizzes or even homework, you have that option as well. All right, my friend Nandish? Hope that sounds good. All right. Okay, so athletic and attend, so just to go to. Barbecue, or in English, we also shorten it to just BBQ, all right? So barbecue, even though BBQ isn't an acronym, the B, the Q, they don't actually stand for 3 different words. It's the same sound, so we just shorten it to BBQ. The full word is barbecue. And so barbecue can be both a verb, it can be an action, or it can be a noun. So let's look at the 2 different ways that we could use barbecue. So one word, 2 different ways, is both a noun and a verb. So here we have barbecue used as a noun. Let's have a barbecue at the park. So a barbecue is just when you're cooking outside. And not only cooking outside, but you're cooking over a flame or you're cooking over a fire. And we would say you're grilling. So Grill, grill, or grilling, just add the ing. So we'd say you're grilling the food, right? So a barbecue, it's not just cooking outside, but it's cooking outside with an open fire. So that's what we can see here. Let's have a barbecue at the park, used as a noun. What the gentleman in our picture is actually cooking on is also a barbecue as a noun. We can also use barbecue as a verb. We could say, next week we're going to barbecue chicken. And that's the way that we could use barbecue as a verb. So as a noun, let's have a barbecue at the park. This gentleman in the picture is cooking on a barbecue. And then used as a noun, next week we're going to barbecue chicken. So there's barbecue used as our verb. And once more, in English, we shorten it to just BBQ. And although you might think that that is an acronym, it actually, in fact, does not stand for 3 different words. It's just a very similar or like sound. So we shorten barbecue to BBQ, right? How many of you guys, do you guys barbecue or BBQ in your countries? In America, it's very, very popular to do, especially during the summer when it's nice out. It's a lot of fun to barbecue. And again, my father that I mentioned at the beginning of the video who got me these beautiful earrings, he is fantastic. He is so good at barbecuing. So I'm looking forward to this summer and having barbecues with my family. So do you guys all barbecue? I'm looking at our comments. Great. Oh, so JB says, I've done one with my family. Very good. And Rosa makes the observation, don't forget the cue. Absolutely. Don't just say BB. That doesn't mean anything. BBQ. And again, it sounds very similar to barbecue. So that's why we use that. Great observation, Miss Rosa. Don't forget the cue. Otherwise, it won't make any sense. Okay, great. So continuing on, because. So because is another conjunction. And once more, a conjunction is just a word used to connect clauses or sentences. So, because. I love you because you are rich. I personally don't think that's a very good reason to love someone. I personally, in my opinion, don't think you should just love someone because they have money, because they're rich. So rich is an adjective, it's a describing word, and it's just a word we use to describe someone who has a lot of money. So I love you because you are rich. So because is our conjunction. Let me say it in a different way. I love you. I love all you guys because you come and you join class every week and you always have so many great comments and questions, which once more, I really do apologize if I'm not able to always get to all of them. Again, if you have a question that you really, really want an answer, you need an answer, once this video is posted, scroll down to the bottom, post it there, and I will certainly do my best to get to your answer, because I think you guys are all fantastic, and because I'm very happy that you are a part of class. So there's our vocabulary word, because. And once more, that is a conjunction. Couple more minutes. Let's get one or two more words. Business. Business. I'm going to study business in university because I want to start a company. And that is so true. A lot of my students, I have a lot of students that want to become engineers, and I have a lot of students that want to go into business. So what is business? It's commerce. So commerce just means money, usually buying, selling, having something that people want and will pay money for. So business, it can either be a noun. So my mother owns her own business. Okay, so that would be used as a noun. It could also be used as an adjective. Okay, I'm taking a business course, or I'm taking a business class, right? So business, and that can also be like a profession. So what someone does for a living, what they do for their profession or work, that is the business, right? Okay, we have one more minute left. Let's see. Calm down. So calm down is just a way to say relax, or even calm down, relax, take it easy, right? Our example, the child will calm down if you don't give him candy, because we know that candy has lots of sugar, and sugar makes people have more energy, and for children in particular, it can make them hyper, and hyper just means a lot of energy. So yeah, it's not always a good idea to give children a lot of candy, because candy has sugar, and they'll get really excited and have a lot of energy, and you'll have to say, calm down, calm down. And that just means relax. So even if someone is angry or they're frustrated, say, it's okay, it's all right. Calm down. That just means relax. Just relax, right? Calm down. The child will calm down. The child will relax if you don't give him candy. That's very true. Yeah, sugar makes children or makes people have a lot more energy, and sometimes you just need to calm down. You just need to relax, right? So with that, it is already time for class to end. Wow, that went by very, very quick. So we had a lot of things that we covered. We did a review on our simple and our compound sentences, and then we started on our third of the 4 main sentence types, which is our complex sentences. And next week we will be going over grammar and time clauses and how we use complex sentences. And we don't only use them for time, but next week we'll be going over how we use complex sentences for time. So let me look over. Want to see if there's anything else before we end. Oh, Aaron asked, what is the meaning of sugar daddy? Another really great slang. So sugar daddy is very slang. It's very informal, and it is a title or a name we would give to a man or a man who is very rich, and probably the woman he is with or his wife only loves him because he has money, because a sugar daddy is a man that gives the woman he's with, so his wife or girlfriend, gives them a lot of money. Just gives them money to have fun and do whatever they want. That's what we call a sugar daddy. So really great question, Aaron. Very, very slang, very informal, as well as, let's see, we had couch potato and muffin top. So that's always fun and really interesting to me to see which slangs my students know, which sayings or idioms or informal parts of speech they know. It's always interesting to me which ones my students know and ask questions about. So thank you so much, Aaron. That gave me a good laugh. Sugar daddy. Which, yes, someone would probably say to a sugar daddy, I love you because you're rich. But that is not the case here. I love you guys, and I truly, truly do enjoy our class every week. So I love you guys because you're all such wonderful students. And with that, I hope you will attend class next week. And until we see each other again, I wish you, as always, a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, or good night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for attending class. Thank you for joining class, and I'll see you next week. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great week.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel. Also, if you want the full experience of being a student in a Smrt Live class with things like homework and teacher feedback, follow the link and become a premium subscriber. Also, if you want to see more videos from this class, check out our playlist.